What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Kennedy here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my at-home soft sugar waxing routine. First, we're going to pop into the kitchen and I'm going to show you guys actually how to make the soft sugar wax. I'm going to give you guys all the ingredients that you will need and how to actually cook the wax so you cook it to complete perfection. And then we're going to come back into the bedroom. I'm going to do a live demo and I'm going to sugar wax all of the hair off of my left arm here and show you guys how to actually remove the hair from your body. And then to finish off this video, I'm going to do a little frequently asked questions Q&A little segment and answer some questions that I got asked via my Instagram fam. When I posted this on my story, they're like, what is that? And everybody had so many questions about this whole process. So I'm gonna go over and tackle all those questions at the end of this video. So stay tuned for that if you know you're gonna have a lot of questions. And if for any reason by the end of this video I did not get to your question or you still feel foggy in a certain area, please do not hesitate to leave me a comment in the comment section down below. And I will get back to you ASAP with an answer to hopefully clarify whatever you're feeling unsure about. And of course, if you're new to my channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button right there down below. I do a lot of fun things on this channel, a lot of different haul videos, a lot of different instructional videos like this one here, yoga, veganism, lifestyle stuff, and we just have a lot of fun over here. So if you want to join the party, be sure to subscribe down below. Now with that all being said, let's get into the kitchen. So all of the ingredients that you will need for your soft sugar waxing are 1 cup of regular white sugar, and although I've seen a lot of recipes where people use other types of sugar, I have only had the best results when I use plain white sugar. So if you want the best results, be sure to also use 1 cup of plain white sugar. Next, you will need 1/4 of a cup of lemon juice, and although many other recipes will say you can use juice from other sources like limes or different kinds of citrus fruits, I have only used the juice from an actual lemon, and that is where I've seen the best results. I haven't tried to experiment with any other type of citrus fruit or lemon from concentrate. I have only used actual lemon juice from an actual lemon, and I have hit this recipe on point every single time. So if you want really good results, be sure to only use lemon juice from a lemon. Next, you will need 1/4 of a cup of water, and I have experimented before and I've tried to use water from filtered sources or alkaline water, and for some weird reason there's like a chemical imbalance and it doesn't allow the sugar to come out in the way that I would like it, and I figured it out. You have to use tap water. I don't know why, I don't know what it is, I'm not a chemist, but for some reason the sugar really only cooks to perfection when you actually use water from the tap, so be sure to do that. Next, you will need a wooden spoon, and I've seen people use things like whisks or forks or regular spoons, and I have seen the best results with a wooden spoon because of the fact that it prevents the mixture from overbubbling and overboiling onto your actual stove. So be sure to use a wooden spoon when you are making your sugar wax mixture. The last thing you will need to make your sugar wax is a tall saucepan. If you use a short saucepan, you are risking causing a complete scene in your kitchen and risking an overflow of sugar, and you do not want to get this sugar on your stove or anywhere close to the fire because it smells terrible and it will leave your house up in smoke, and you don't want any of that. Your roommates will hate you, your family will hate you, whoever you live with will hate you for doing this, so be sure to use a tall, large saucepan. Oh, for the sake of this video, I'm putting all of the ingredients directly into the saucepan over the heat, but if you are trying this recipe at home, I highly recommend that you remove the saucepan from the heat and combine all of the ingredients in the saucepan before applying it to the heat, just to make sure that everything is well combined before you begin to heat up your mixture. Oh, and by the way, you're going to want to set your stove to around a medium to the lower high side of heat. So if you have a medium notch, just take it a couple of notches above medium. The goal here is just to bring this mixture to a boil and have it sit for around 5 to 7 minutes until it turns into a specific color that I'll talk about in a moment. But you want to be very, very cautious not to burn your sugar. If you overcook the sugar, then you're going to end up with hard candy, and it is basically useless at that point. So be sure to only set your stove to around a medium heat, and if you're nervous, just make sure you put it on a medium heat and wait for the mixture to boil. Now, like I said, once you get your mixture to come to a boil, you should not have it on the stove for more than 7 minutes. But more importantly than looking at the time, you need to be watching the color that your sugar is turning, because the second that you notice that your sugar is starting to turn into a light honey color is the second you need to remove it from the stove and transfer it into a warm glass jar. Not a cold glass jar, not a glass jar that has been sitting in your cabinet, a warm glass jar, because if it is cold and you pour a warm mixture into it, we know we will have an explosion, and we don't want any of that. So make sure the second that you notice the color of your sugar start to change, you are removing the sugar mix from the heat and immediately transferring it into a jar. Now, this is the color you're going to want to look for. So if you need to screenshot this part of the video to make sure and do a little comparison with your sugar, I highly recommend that you do that. But if you have cooked your sugar to this color, just know that you have done it perfectly. If it's a little bit lighter than this color, just pop it back onto the stove and cook it for about 2 or 3 more minutes. If it's any darker than this, just know that you're going to have a hell of a hard time applying the sugar and actually getting your hair to come off of your skin. I would just say toss it and try again, but you can keep it for whatever reasons you would like. But if you've gotten your sugar to look exactly like this, congratulations, you did it. You have just successfully made your own soft sugar waxing at home. Now you can begin the waxing process. Alright guys, so we are back in the bedroom and I'm getting ready to do the live demo and show you guys how to apply the sugar on and then how to remove the hair off of your body. But I forgot to warn you guys that you will need an extra piece of material for this whole hair removal process, and that is 100% cotton strips. So what I did is I got an old pillowcase and I just ripped it up into these different strips. Of course, you can go on the internet and like buy cotton strips. If you're trying to keep this as cost effective as possible, you can either take an old 100% cotton t-shirt or an old 100% cotton pillowcase. So like I said, we're going to be waxing my left arm, and I know my hair is very fine, but as you guys can see, I definitely have some hair there. And when applying the sugar wax, you're going to apply the sugar wax in the opposite direction that your hair grows, and then you're going to pull it off in the same direction that your hair grows. So before you wax, take a second to identify which direction your hair is growing in and know that when you go to apply the wax, you need to apply it in the opposite direction. So here I have my little cup of wax, and you're going to want to get the wax onto the knife, and since it's softer sugar wax, it will be moving around quite a bit. I forgot to mention this, but you're definitely going to want to wait around 30 to 40 minutes for your sugar wax mixture to cool off and harden up before applying it onto your skin. So what I like to do is I like to take my knife and kind of whirl it around and mix the sugar around to help cool it down a little bit quicker. And before you apply the sugar wax to your skin, I highly suggest that you use the back of your hand and apply a little bit of sugar there just to make sure that the temperature is okay and safe for you to use before you go about just applying the sugar directly onto whatever part of your body that you're trying to wax. So be sure to wait for the mixture to cool down and harden up before applying it onto your skin to prevent sugar burns. But like you can see here, it will hold its sort of form on the knife and just move around slightly. Now, if your mixture is moving around a lot on the knife, you probably didn't cook it enough. So go ahead and go back to the stove and recook it for like 3 to 4 minutes. But yes, this is how your wax should look on a knife. And of course, you can use a popsicle stick, but I just prefer to use a knife. So like I said, my hair grows down, so I am going to apply the sugar wax in the opposite direction, which I'm going to do right now. And then you're going to get a strip and just gently place the strip over your arm. And I like to leave it there for a few seconds just to kind of let the hair mold into the strip. I just apply a little bit of pressure. Then I like to wait a few moments, and then when I'm ready, I just go ahead and grab the top corner of the rag and I count to 3, and then I just pull it off. And yes, as you guys can see very, very finely, there is a lot of hair on this strip. And yeah, that's basically how you continue to go about the process. Apply the sugar against your hair and then pull it out in the same direction that your hair grows. That is a pro tip for this whole process. It will prevent things like ingrown hairs or bumps or extra irritation on the skin. And I forgot to mention that once you pull the strip, I like to just apply my cold opposite hand over the area, and this prevents redness, although you may experience some redness, especially if you haven't waxed in a long time. So this just kind of helps bring down the irritation of your skin. So as you guys can see, my bottom arm is completely sugared, and my top arm is completely untouched. So this is what I was able to accomplish within like around 5 to 10 minutes. And because this video is getting a little bit too long for my liking, I'm deciding to split it up into 2 separate videos. So go ahead and click the little button up in the right hand corner to get to the Q&A segment. Thanks for watching this video, and if you like what you saw, be sure to like and also subscribe to my channel if you want to see more. I'll see you over in the Q&A video. Bye!